Mrs. Ryan, please do what I've told you.
Of course.
No emotional displays of any kind until you've seen my signal. I'll raise my hand to my cheek.
You keep telling me that. I understand.
It's important. Good morning, Mr. Ryan.
Good morning, Miss Burney. Would you like to tell me why you've asked the judge for this special meeting?
If you don't mind, I'd prefer to answer that question when the judge is present.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mind if we get right to work? I've got a crowded calendar today.
We're ready when you are, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'm happy to see both parents here. I've had an opportunity to review the caseworker's study, and also to see the psychiatric report on Mrs. Ryan. In fact, I felt myself reaching a decision in this case, but in all fairness, I'll postpone making one until I hear whatever it is Mrs. Ryan wants to bring to the attention of the court. Miss Burney?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to say that we realize, of course, that Mr. Ryan has no legal obligation to inform the court of any information that might raise questions about his fitness as a parent. I do feel, however, there is a moral obligation to the child to be completely truthful, completely candid. And I'm sorry to say that Mr. Ryan has not been so.
Perhaps you'd better tell me what this is all about, Miss Burney.
Your Honor, what we're concerned with here is a desire that the child, John Reed Ryan, be raised in a home where there is a true moral atmosphere, where there's more than just lip service to ethical behavior.
Yes.
Now, as the court very well knows, for some time now, Mr. Ryan has conducted what I can only describe as a back-alley love affair with
Objection,
Mr.
Your Honor. I resent that representation.
Miss Burney, if you'll just present your facts and don't resort to inflammatory remarks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What would you call it, Frank? You know, you've been sneaking around with Jill, and you want the judge to think that that's a love story? Well, I think that's a bedtime story.
Mrs. Ryan, please.
I'm very sorry, Your Honor. But my husband knows something, and he won't say it. Why doesn't he tell you that Jill is pregnant? That she's carrying his illegitimate child?
Mr. Ryan, is this true?
Yes, it is.
It is true, Your Honor. I didn't feel it was germane to the issue here.
Oh, you didn't.
What we're talking about, Dee, is who is the better parent for little John.
Will you both sit down, please?
You know, you really have a lot of nerve. You want to take my baby out of my house and put him in a house with an illegitimate half-brother or half-sister. Now, what kind of a good parent do you think that you'd make?
Mrs. Ryan, please. The judge has requested that you be seated. Your Honor, I apologize for my client's interruption. As you can see, she's clearly beside herself.
Beside herself is Mrs. Ryan's favorite position.
Are you going to do that to the baby also? Are you going to make fun of the baby the way you make fun of me? When you get that baby all to yourself, are you going to teach him to make fun of his mother? I mean, what sort of a father and a parent do you think that you could possibly be?
Mrs. Ryan.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's true. He always does this. See, he tries to ridicule me. He tries to make me look dumb in front of everyone. I know I'm not on the New York City Council, and I'm not a lawyer, but I am a mother, and I do think that I have a right to fight back.
Well, Dee, will you stop it?
No, I won't stop it. I think it's very important for the judge to know this. For the sake of the child. Now, you abandoned me, you left me, and you never had any grounds. And you still didn't have any grounds. And I swear to you, Frank, in front of everybody here, I will never let you divorce me to marry that woman.
Well, I'm sorry, Delia, but I am getting a divorce sooner or later.
Your Honor, in our faith, you're only allowed to be married once. So if Frank chooses to leave me and little John, and also chooses to leave the church, I'm not going to help him do that. If I have to, I'll go to every court. I'll do everything that I can. But he's not going to divorce me to marry Jill.
You can delay me, Dee, but you can't stop me, and Judge Wallach knows that.
Now, Mrs. Ryan, that's enough. You sit down, please, Mr. Ryan. And you too, Mrs. Ryan. I have an announcement to make. As I told you before, I'd hoped to reach a decision in this case today. However, in the light of the new information Mrs. Ryan has brought to the court's attention, I require more time.
Of course, Your Honor. Thank you. May I say a few words on behalf of my client?
Yes, I think I'd be interested in hearing from both parties. Briefly, please.
Judge Wallach, what we're all concerned with here is the welfare of the child. Now, it's a matter of public record that Mr. and Mrs. Ryan have had difficulties for a period of years now, difficulties which stem in great deal from Mr. Ryan's adulterous relationship with Jill Coleridge.
Your
Please,
Honor.
Mr. Ryan, you will have your opportunity to speak. The unhappiness in the Ryan household has continued over a period of almost 4 years. Now, we have heard from Mr. Ryan's relative questions raised about Mrs. Ryan's competence as a mother. But let me remind the court that during the first months of the baby's life, Mrs. Ryan was solely responsible for him. And during that time, he was happy and healthy. Mr. Ryan, on the other hand, was away practically every night, campaigning, seeing Miss Coleridge. And Mrs. Ryan was left alone at the apartment looking after the baby. During that time, she was a loving mother, a concerned mother, a devoted mother. Now the court has heard testimony that in recent months, during a period of time in which Mrs. Ryan was extremely unhappy due to the continuing faithlessness of her husband, she, once in a while, failed to meet the baby's needs. But I ask you, what mother, under similar circumstances, once in a great while, doesn't fail to meet a baby's needs? Considering the terrible secret in the Ryan home and the strain under which Mrs. Ryan has been living, I suggest that she has been a remarkably fine mother. Certainly, little John is a happy, healthy child whose mother wants only to be a mother to him. She has no other calling but motherhood. Mr. Ryan, on the other hand, suggests that he be awarded custody so that little John can be raised by hired employees, since Mr. Ryan has a busy schedule which demands his time both during the day and in the evenings. We have not yet been told what role Miss Coleridge will play in little John's life after her own baby is born. Your Honor, in view of everything that Mrs. Ryan has to give little John, and in contrast, Mr. Ryan's active political career and personal problems, I ask that you assign custody to Mrs. Ryan. She is a loving mother. She will provide a loving home for her only child, the child to whom she will devote her full attention. Thank you.
Mr. Ryan, may I hear from you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll spare you any detailed emotional appeal. The reason for my raising this action was because I felt Mrs. Ryan was not stable enough to provide a proper home for my son. Now, testimony has supported that belief, including accounts of her occasional capacity for violence. Now, I must confess, I have some regret in feeling it necessary to seek sole custody of our child, but I do so with the full conviction that it's absolutely the best thing for him. Now, as to what I can give him, it seems to me I can only say this. I intend to make a warm and loving home with Miss Gillian Coleridge, with whom I've been deeply in love for the past 4 years, and to whom I plan and hope to devote the rest of my life. It is true, we are having a child, and I also hope that it will be the first of several. In fact, I want little John to live in that kind of household with us and with his brothers and sisters. It is my judgment, Your Honor, that we can provide him with a stable, secure, and loving home. Now, while it is true that Miss Coleridge and I both are attorneys, as is Your Honor, and will have many activities outside the household, I believe with my whole heart that such a home can only be inspiring and encourage the child to fulfill himself as completely as is humanly possible. I make no apologies for the lifestyle we propose. Indeed, if I didn't believe with all my heart that it is a far better lifestyle than any that Mrs. Ryan could provide, I wouldn't be here today. I ask Your Honor to consider what each of us has to offer to the child in the future, and to make your decision based upon his best interest. Thank you.
Miss Burney, Mr. Ryan, I appreciate your talking to the point, and I do have a clear understanding of the alternatives. I know you're both anxious for a decision, but I can't give one until I recall 2 witnesses.
Your Honor, you understand that each of us is eager to resolve this situation as quickly as possible.
Of course, no one is served by delay. I promise I'll have a decision within a day or 2. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, you really thought you would get away with it this time. You didn't think I would find out in time, did you?
I still think you don't understand that Jill's pregnancy has nothing to do with which of us is the better parent for little John.
Well, I don't think the judge thinks that. You know something, Frank? I wish you had a good look at your face.
Huh, really? So how did you do it, Delia? How did you find out? Reading somebody's mail?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. But right now, that doesn't matter. What matters is what you've done today, demeaning Jillian in front of the judge. That was really rotten.
It was only the truth, Mr. Ryan.
Oh? After pushing and half killing Jill, the least you could have done is spare her this.
I was supposed to be sweet and gentle to her after what she's done to me. You know, sometimes, Frank, I don't think you're very bright at all.
You know, I realize that we're both angry, Delia, but this isn't doing any of us any good.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's doing me a lot of good. You know why? Because you don't like what happened here today. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to go on in the same way. You're not going to get custody of little John. Jill's baby is going to be born and grow up and die of old age, a bastard!